of my fondest memories as a child was playing on the playground, going down the sliding boards, going across the monkey bars, and playing on the seesaw. You know, I remember when I was learning how to do the monkey bars all by myself, I would climb up, grab the monkey bars, start my journey across, but my little arms would get so weak that I would drop to the ground, only to have to do it again. But I was a pretty determined kid because I remember the day that I felt like I was on top of the world when I made the journey to go straight across the monkey bars and I made it to the other side. I was ecstatic. It was amazing. You know, isn't life though like a playground? We're filled with obstacles and challenges. There's things that we test our strength. There's things that actually test, our endurance. And then most of all, we have fun and excitement. And isn't it funny? We're still little boys and little girls still trying to figure each other out. As adults, the challenges of the playground continue on as we try to balance our personal life, our career, and our relationships. Things that matter most are constantly trying to fight to be in first place. When we succeed and excel in one area, doesn't it seem like we're failing in another area? See, life isn't just one thing. It's made up of 6 different areas of emotions, our career, our relationships, our finances, our wellness, and our spiritual life. Have you ever played on a seesaw? You're trying to balance your weight and at the same time you are being pushed up and down by someone else's weight. On a seesaw, it's fun, but in life it gets old really quick. The ups and downs make us feel unstable and out of control. When we feel out of control and unbalanced, our perspective in life is very unclear, and we tend to make decisions that we normally would not make, which leads us into having a life of shame and regret. So there was a time in my life that I lived with no balance and things were just out of control. I was working a job that I didn't like. I was the heaviest I ever was physically, and I was in a dead-end relationship that had no future. I was filled with shame, regret, and fear. I even questioned the very existence of why I was even here on this earth. Needless to say, my life was out of control, and I was just living day to day. I knew I needed to make some decisions and that I needed to find my purpose. So I started on a journey that led me to a place that changed my life. What makes the seesaw work is that it's structured with the very foundation in the middle, that it's able to balance both weights that go on the end. In my life on this journey, I had to figure out what my purpose was, but most of all, I had to figure out what guiding principles and beliefs that needed to help me guide me into the future that I desired for myself. I had to ask myself 3 main questions. Number 1, what is my purpose? The second thing is, what is the vision for my future? And then how am I going to get there? As I was on this journey and I started answering these questions, I experienced major shifts inside of my life. I began to live a life full of love, happiness, balance, and I was able to live the life that I had only dreamt of. When you know what your purpose is and you take the time to create a vision for your life and a plan, it helps you to center and to focus and bring balance to your life. See, balance means even distribution of weight, enabling someone or something to remain upright and steady. See, when I added balance to my life, I experienced life that was steady. I could live upright and I could live focused on my vision for my future. I could face the trials and the obstacles because I knew that I was living for a greater purpose in my life than just living the mundane. You might be asking yourself, how am I going to obtain balance in my life? There's 3 simple steps that I truly believe will help you obtain balance in your life. The first one is finding what your purpose is. The way that we find purpose is by looking at what we're passionate about, what really gets you going, what keeps you up at night, what makes you feel alive when you're doing it. The second is a vision. We all have a picture tucked away of our ideal self or our best version of ourselves. What does that look like? Taking the time to get that down on paper is one step closer to the reality and the dream life that you want and bringing balance into your life. The third thing is having a plan, taking the time to construct a plan. Think about the GPS for a minute. When you want to get to a destination, you actually type in where you want to go and it calculates where you're at, and then it tells you step by step of where you're going to go. So we want to make a GPS plan for you for your life. This way, you'll know what your purpose is and you'll begin to live in your purpose. You'll know what your ideal self is, what your vision is for your life, and then you will be able to have a step-by-step plan on how to get there. We'll look at all 6 areas of your life and you will be able to start to plan, start to dream, start to chart exactly where you want to be. See, a life of balance is very obtainable for you. During your group discussion tonight, you're going to share and you're going to be able to discuss and hear what other people's passions are. As you do that, you're going to be able to experience some things inside of your heart to start to come alive. And as you take the time this week during your weekly assignment, you're going to take time to dream and to think about what your ideal self looks like, and you'll see that you're going to be on the road to living a life of balance through your plans. So I am so excited that you joined us today, and I know that a life of balance is something that you can obtain. Until we meet again,